Hey guys, y'all come on in, say hey, let me know you're here, and we are going to craft and talk and chat and laugh. So I hope everybody had a spectacular Labor Day. Can't wait to hear what everybody did. Let me get our comments pulled up and we're fixing to rock and roll. Turn our volume down. There we go. I don't hear us talk. Alright, so we started on our little pumpkins the other day. I crackled them. We stuck a wine cork on top of them. And we had one. Isn't that cute? But we're going to finish the others. And for those of y'all that missed, you will have to go back and look. Hey, Miss Linda McCoy, how are you? But I crackled this and it ran. Tell me what you see in that. Is that not too cool? Hey, Mariel Drake, how are you doing, lady? Is that not too adorable? Well, y'all come on in because we are going to craft. My name's Karen. I am with White's Creative Designs, and I'm glad you're here. Hey, Shelly, how are you? All right, so we're going to do this one first, and then we will do the others. I'm going to grab our, y'all got stuff everywhere, so if we hear a big crash, then we know we got problems. Y'all say hey, let me know you see me and hear me. Brown in that one too. Well, hey, Miss Erin with Erin's Crafty Delights. I'm glad you're here. And there's Miss Chesney and Miss Wanda. What are y'all up to today? Well, y'all gonna have to hear about my weekend. Hey, Miss Jerry, how are you? We went to the lake this past weekend. And we had the most fun. Came home to a dead refrigerator. Well, it was not completely gone. It was in the process of leaving us. So, I get to go refrigerator shopping this evening. But y'all, the worst part about that is they are saying every place that I have looked, they're saying that it will be September 29th. Before I can get a refrigerator. That's a long time to be without a refrigerator, y'all. Hey, Miss Linda. Hey, Austin. Hey, Miss Jennifer. And there's Miss Alicia. All right, so I'm going to do one more of these. And then we're going to get going. All right. Well, I am in the Crafting Network today, so if y'all are visiting me there or over on the She's Crafty USA page or my page, I'm glad you're here. There's Miss Mary Brill. Today's your kid's first day of school, finally, Chesney. See, I always hated Blake to go back, but we did stuff in the summer, and when he went back, that meant we couldn't do those things anymore. So, hey, Becky. So anyway, I don't know what we're going to do for a refrigerator. It's kind of, I don't know, not good. But I can't complain. Y'all tell me what kind of refrigerator do y'all have and do you love it? And what kind not to buy if you got it and hate it. Because we built our house 24 years ago. And I put the refrigerator that I have now in when I bought the house. So this is our original refrigerator. So I can't really complain. So, hey Wiley, how are you? There's Miss Elizabeth and Miss Sparky. I'm glad y'all are here. So I don't know what to get. I looked online and saw some that they said it's best to not get, but and I can't decide if I want one that's got the freezer on the bottom or just go back with one like I got with a freezer on the top. You're just kidding you. I know you do, girl. I know you do. But you know what? It is nice to have a break. But see, when Blake was in school, I was teaching too. So I had to go back to school too. So, Miss Mary, thank you so much for the stars. You're so sweet to me. All right, so I found my glue. I'm going to get some. Hey, Karen, how are you? I love your name. It's mine, too. You know, that is the one thing that I think with all the people saying, oh, it's just a Karen. We learned to dislike our name a little bit, but I always liked it before people started saying all that stuff. But I still like it. But I've told y'all my complaining stuff. Now I'm going to tell y'all the fun stuff we did this weekend. So we camped at our friend's house again. And, y'all, we had the most fun. There's a little campground over near where they live that you can ride a golf cart to. And so we rode their golf cart over there. But there were too many of us. And we should not have ridden the golf cart. Hey, Maria, how are you doing? Hey, Miss Linda. We should not have ridden the golf cart. We should have taken a private passenger vehicle because, y'all, we started over there. There's 6 people on a 4-person gas 36-volt golf cart, right? And we're too big for this golf cart. We don't need to be doing this. We should have done 4 people and come back and got 2. Or, like I said, rode in the vehicle. You wish you had a refrigerator with a freezer on the bottom. You're going to get, oh, Wiley, you get on the bingo, man. That'll be too much fun. Let me know if you win us something. Do y'all win things? But anyway, so we get on the golf cart. We start going. I'm going to go ahead and put our stuff on this one too, I think. And I'm going to put orange and brown on this one. I think that'll tie in. So we get going across the way to, and it's not far, maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes max to where they're having the DJ. It was like the end of year celebration for the campground because, you know, it's Labor Day in the summer, right? And so we all get on this golf cart and we start over there and we're doing really good. And we get to go up the first hill. And that's kind of when we knew that there were going to be some issues. But we didn't turn around. I know. We're the nice ones, Karen. We are. And so that was not our sign that we needed to turn around. It's dark, y'all. We have bears. I mean, y'all never had bears, but in the last year, bears seem to be everywhere. So bears have been spotted at the lake that I was at. So, but you know, still we just keep on rolling. We roll across. We all laugh and dance and sing and have a big time over at karaoke. Well, it's time to come. And the golf cart, we had to slow way. Well, we didn't have to slow way down. The golf cart slowed down. Hey, Miss Jerry. The golf cart slowed us way down a couple of times as we were going over. And so we get there and we think, we're good, we're good, we're good. We made it. And so we had a friend over there and we told him, we said, well, you know, we went kind of slow coming over. And he's like, you know what, if y'all having problems going back, he's got a big golf cart that's like a limousine kind of thing. That's what we needed. We didn't need this little bitty thing we had. Staring at the choir where you're at. And so we have a big time. I mean, it was so much fun, y'all. And you know what? There were so many people there. And usually when you get a ton of people together like that, there's always going to be some kind of issue. And there was not. Everybody was just having a big time. It was so much fun. I told them, I said, you know what? I wish they had one of those every weekend. I believe I'd come and go. But, so it's time to go home. The band was supposed to quit playing at 11 o'clock, and it's like 11:30, and we're heading across trying to go back home. And we start out okay, and our friend watched us until he could not see the lights on our golf cart anymore. And we could see the tail end of his lights kind of go off into the distance, and about that time ours goes, And we're like, oh no, Ricky's gone. And so we're like, okay, we got this. And so one of the guys that was on the front, he got off and he's like, I'm going to push a little bit. We were going uphill. He says, I'm going to push a little bit. So he's pushing, and, you know, all of us are sitting our big old heinies on there just riding up a storm. And here the smallest guy that's with us is out here pushing. And so we make it that one slow, but we made it. And so then we start going up the next hill. It's a whole lot slower than the first hill was. So then Wesley jumps off and he starts pushing. And so we're going out through there, and it goes kaput again. And so I get off and start pushing. And so we go a little farther. I mean, it's a hills on the way going back. So we're going, and we get to the next hill. Well, it just completely goes. I think what was happening is that it was getting too hot for us. And so we stopped, let it cool down a little bit, and everybody except the driver gets off, right? And so we go a little bit again, cuts off. And then he turns out the lights. I thought the lights went out on the thing. Kind of like that. We could have been out there singing when the lights went out in Georgia, except we were in South Carolina. And so, it's not going. So the guy that was with us, he lives down there too, and he wasn't too far from his house. He's like, guys, I'll just walk to the house, get my tow rope, and get, and still we haven't called Ricky, the one that was going to come save us. I don't know. But anyway, so off he goes into the abyss by himself in the pitch dark to get his truck. And so we're all sitting there, and somebody says to the driver, get off and let Karen drive. She's the smallest of us all. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So here's everybody off. I jump up in the golf cart seat, and I'm like, I'm going to give it a whirl. And it started going, y'all. And I'm like, So I stopped. I was still going, but I didn't want to leave everybody because, y'all, it was dark. And any of y'all that know me, y'all know I'm afraid of the dark. I'm sorry, I am. I was not loving sitting out there like I was. Oh no. Hold on, guys. Let me fix something. Here we go. I'm doing 2 in 1, so I don't know why it went out there and didn't go out here. But anyway, so it's not going to go. So we are going out through, I'm going out through there. Stop. I tell them, I said, get on. We're going. And that golf cart started. Everybody jumped on, and I hit that pedal like I went to the floor with that pedal, y'all. And that thing took off flying. And I was like, hold on, everybody. And they're like, slow down. You're going to throw us off. Slow down. Slow down. And I said, y'all hold on, because we're behind all the way in. And y'all, it's a dirt road. And we're going, oh, God. You were bear appetizers sitting in the dark. I know all the bears and all the stuff that's around there. But you know what? Just like those alligators in the marsh, y'all, it did not occur to me that here I am in danger. I mean, I must just be like off in the another world when these things are happening to me, or I'm so caught up in the moment that I'm not paying attention to it. So I was like, we're going, y'all. Y'all just hold on, because I'm not slowing down. And I took off, and that golf cart was going everywhere. They were screaming and hollering like little girls on the on their golf cart. They were like, slow down, slow down. I'm like, no, I'm not slowing down. We're going. And y'all, we went flying up in there, and I almost missed the driveway. But we made it back, and we didn't have to walk. So, hey, that was a good thing, right? It could have been worse. Oh, I love the orange on it. We're going to finish these, and then I got something to paint, so we can do two things. Oh, man, I'm telling you. I flew that golf cart all the way back, and they're like, we got back, and they're like, you could have killed us. I said, did you die? And they're like, no. I said, okay, then. I said, did you have to walk any farther than we already had? They're like, no. I said, well, then just quit whining and be happy to be back. And so about that time, here comes Don, and he's got his truck, and he's like, well, I guess y'all made it back without me. And I'm like, yeah, that thing started going, and I flew back, so we made it. And so, but y'all, that was so much fun. So we drained the battery, though, completely dead on that poor golf cart. The next day, well, we plugged it up that night so it would charge. And y'all, that thing was not charging. I told our friend, I said, I believe we might have burnt your poor little golf cart up last night. And he said, this is what he said. He says, well, I figured it up, and I believe we probably had 1,000 pounds on there. And I said, well, I don't know about y'all's big old tails, but mine don't weigh no 1,000 pounds. Oh my gosh. We were laughing. And he's like, he says, we did have it overloaded, I'm sure. I was like, oh my goodness gracious. But I'm going to pull those down. I don't like them. And so anyway, the whole next day, that golf cart would not charge. And he's like, well, you know, he says, when I first got it, it took it a long time to charge, I guess because the battery was so dead. And I said, well, I guarantee you that thing's going to be dead with all of us big old things on there rolling that thing. And so the day after that thing finally came back to life. And I'm like, whew, I was nervous. I thought we'd taken his golf cart out, y'all. So it was an adventure. And we went on, our friend's boat had not been put in the water, and they really were calling for rain. I'm going to cut this with these. They really were calling for rain all weekend. And so we didn't want to haul our boat all the way to the lake, and then it rained. So we, a friend of ours was like, you know what, my boat hadn't been out of the water all weekend. And she lives right there next door to where we were. And she's like, let's just take my boat. Because she goes with us when we go out. And we were like, you sure? And she's like, yeah. So we did that. It was fun. Oh, we did. Elizabeth, we had a blast. But we always have fun. But we were dancing and singing down there. We didn't have karaoke. The person that normally comes, our friend is actually the guy where our friend's house where we go and camp at their house at the lake. It's his brother. And so he had a thing that night on Labor Day, so we didn't get to go. And the lady that we took her boat, her lights didn't work, so we didn't get to go to the fireworks, but it was okay. It looked like an awesome fireworks show, though. We'll just make sure her lights are working next time if we can plan to carry hers. All right, I'm going to put these on. Then we can put some leaves on. And then I got a door hanger we're going to paint. Hey, it was. Can y'all see me okay over here? Because I was live in another place too, but my broadcast failed there. It's probably something I did, y'all. I'm over here trying to be fancy. Fancy smancy, but y'all sprinkle me out. Let everybody know that I am out and about. I'm not in an event or anything. I am being streamed into the Crafting Network, so if y'all aren't already over on the Crafting Network, y'all go and join up. It's a ton of fun. But we just go live over there when we want to. I didn't plan a whole lot of stuff for this week. I'm going to be live tomorrow. I'm going to turn that one the opposite direction. And then I'm not going to be live. I don't have anything planned until Saturday. I wished I could have done Sunday, but that was already taken. Because y'all know me, I like to do, I don't do much on Saturdays because it's summer but it's going to be like 7 o'clock. Whoopsie. Alright, so let's put, I got some of these little berries. I wish, y'all hold on a minute. Y'all promise not to leave. And I got on shorts, so. Hold on. Oh my gosh. All right. What do we think about adding some of these into it? Thank you for sprinkling, Sparky. You don't like the dark either. Well, like I say, later that night when we were sitting there, it occurred to me, and I said, y'all, there's deer everywhere because they live, like, out. And I said, y'all, I didn't even think about it, but think about all the deer and stuff that were out. And then I sat there a little bit longer. I said, and bears. I said, oh my gosh. And they say there's some big cats. I don't know what kind of cats they are. I'm sure they're not the little meow ones. I'm sure they're like something big and awful. I don't know. I think I like maybe on that one. I don't know. I think I'm going to add these. Do y'all keep, I'm a hoarder. I keep the little leaves. Do y'all keep that stuff? I never know. I might need it. What do y'all think? I threw a ton of that stuff away not too long ago, so. All right, now we're going to try not to get burned. And let's cut this one. And we'll go ahead and have that done. Oh, man. But we always have fun when we go down there. We laugh so much. And you know what? I think that's what people need anymore is just to be able to laugh at themselves. And we have to do that. And I found these leaves. Do we like the brighter leaves? I thought oh, they're on stems. Ooh, they smell awful. Ooh, y'all, I don't know if I can use them. Why do they smell so bad? I don't know what they smell. They almost smell like, I don't even know what that smell is. I wonder if they'll smell like that individually. What is that smell? Oh, there's some loose ones. I'm going to use those instead of these. I think it might be that plastic. It stinks. We might have to send those down to the garbage. Mountain lions. I'm out with mountain lions. I'm out with bears. I told them, I said, y'all just trying to kill me. They're like, well, you got on the golf cart. I said, well, who knew it was going to die? But I really do think, y'all, that we overheated the poor little thing. I think that was our issue, is that thing just got extremely hot. So our friend that said that we had to have had 1,000 pounds on it, later that evening, he was sitting there, and I guess he was figuring on his phone. He was over there playing on his phone. We didn't know what he was doing. And he looks up, and he says, y'all, he says, I believe we had more weight on that golf cart than that. And I said, really? He said, that might have been 1,200 pounds. And I said, now come on, you're just trying to make us all feel like big tails now. Cougars. Well, you know, somebody around here posted a picture of a big cat that looked like a cougar, and said somebody had sent it to them and said that they had caught that video, and it was like right around from where she is. She said this is only like, I think she had on there 100 yards from my house. That'd be eye-opening, wouldn't it? I'm going to put a green one on here. Let's see. We got bobcats and stuff like that. I told y'all about that bobcat over there hollering and screaming. But I've only ever seen it once. Because, you know, most of the time the bobcats, you don't see those a whole lot. They're kind of elusive. Let's see if we can get some that kind of go. No, that's too big. Where were some of those small ones we had? There's a little one. Any more little ones? I just want some that's kind of the similar color to the other one to mix in a little bit. Here we go. We'll just mix them up a little. I know it, girl. The things we get ourselves into. Just like, friend, I can see the headline, friends eaten by bears coming home from karaoke. Oh my goodness, that'll be like woman stranded in the marsh. Lord, Lord, Lord. Woo, woo, woo. Get back, get back. We do not want to do that again. Yeah, I'm out on mountain lions. Alright, so now let's get our little berries. And I want to like hide the berries up in there, but I want to be able to see them, and we will. Yeah, I'm losing everything over here. this one back underneath there and have it come out this side. That's the beauty of the little pit berries like that, is you can kind of make them do whatever you want them to do. So here is, isn't that pretty? And y'all, that's just a few little leaves, a few little pit berries, some raffia or raffia, however you say it. And I mean, we got two. We're going to do the white one next. But I mean, look how cute that is. I think I'm going to add a couple of those brighter leaves to this one while we're sitting right here with it. That way it adds a little bit of that brighter color to it. So what did y'all do yesterday? I told y'all about my weekend. Now tell me about yours. What did y'all do? Did y'all do anything fun? Hopefully it wasn't as dangerous as mine. The worst part of mine was coming home to that dang refrigerator. I came home Saturday to give Emma her medicine, and it was working because I went in the refrigerator because I got some ice out. And then when I came home yesterday, Blake was home, and he's like, "Mom, did you maybe by accident leave the freezer door open?" And I said, "No, why would I have done that? I mean, duh. Hey, Lori." I said, "No, I didn't leave the door open." And he's like, "Oh," he says, "Well, we might have an issue then." And I said, "Oh, no, what?" He said, "Well, the stuff in the freezer's not, it's froze still, and we still had ice." He said, "But it isn't probably as cold as what it needs to be." I like that better since I added those others into it. What do y'all think? Oh, that's so pretty. Wait till we put these all together. I can't wait for you to see them. So let's get this one now. And I might add some of these, but I can't decide. Y'all tell me if y'all think these ones will look good in it, too. Along with the, hold on. Maybe? Tell me yes or no. I was like, no, please tell me. Because y'all, refrigerators, I started looking at those things. Hey, Janelle, how are you doing? Thank you for sprinkling, Miss Lori. I looked online, and y'all, refrigerators are high. I was like, my Lord. I mean, to get one comparable to what we got, it's like $2,500. I'm like, good grief. I think I paid like $800 for a refrigerator 24 years ago. And I thought that was a highway robbery. I guess I should have been thanking my lucky stars that that's all I was paying for it, right? Good grief. I'm going to put some bigger ones on there. Ouch, 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 ouch. But man, and then there's so many choices. The one we have now, like I say, they didn't have the French door or what most people call the stuff on the bottom. You think a mixture would look nice. Okay, we'll do it. But now, you know, they have the ones that have the, glue that little baby down right there because it's just sticking up. They have the ones that have the, freezer on the bottom. And they're cool, but I'm so used to going to the top for freezer. I don't know if I would like that or not. Do y'all have that, and do y'all like it? I don't know. The worst part of it is that we can't get one for so long. I'm like, what are we doing? A refrigerator shortage over here? September 29th. That's a long time to be without a refrigerator. And am I whining? Yes. I am whining. That's big. That's big. let's see. Let's add. But I don't know. And mine that I have now, it does not have the ice on the door or anything like that. See, I'm not fancy. Nowadays, refrigerators only last 3 to 5 years. Lord have mercy, Paula. Don't tell me that, girl. Because, I mean, those things, I mean, I'm talking $2,500. I'm like, I told Wesley, I said, for the size we've got now, I told Wesley, I said, I believe we're fixing to have to downgrade. He says, now don't cheap out on it, because if you do, then you're going to wish you hadn't. And I'm like, business ain't been good enough to be buying no refrigerator like that. Hey, Cheryl King, how are you doing, sweet lady? I'm over here. I got to buy a refrigerator, so I'm over here stressing. That's stressful, though. All right, so let's add our berries in and see what we think. Oops, we need another glue. I went and found my glue. You know, and don't buy LG. Well, from what I've read, it said don't buy LG, Samsung, or Frigidaire. The one I've got now is a Whirlpool. And I told y'all that thing lasted 24 years. I know another one won't, but I told Wesley, I said, well, I take that back. The one I have now is a Kenmore, you know, the Sears brand, because I bought all my appliances at Sears whenever I built my house. But it, you know, the Kenmore appliances, some were made by Frigidaire and some were made by Whirlpool, and mine was made by Whirlpool. And I know that because it had like the water filter thing in it, and I used to always have to look and look and look to be able to find the right one, and because it was the Whirlpool one, and they quit making them. I don't know if I like that in there. What do you think? Maybe not so big. Let's fold it in half. Let's do this. No, I don't like that. Let's try. Do we like the green berry in it? Maybe have it where some go over and some come off the side like that. Some go up. We'll do it. Hey, they're just for me, so it don't matter. I wouldn't mail anything like this probably, because it would be so expensive to mail these big old blocks. But these are so easy to make, y'all. You can make these all on your own. Oh, yeah, LG. I don't know. I'm just like... And so Wesley found some kind of little furniture store or something that was supposed to, you might be able to get them a little sooner. So we were going to go there tonight and look. Because I'm sorry, that's a long time to be without a Frigidaire. Hot. So what do y'all have? Y'all are being silent to me today. What kind of refrigerator? Y'all, that is so pretty. So which one do y'all like best? Hold on, let me get my mess out of the way. Whew, and stinking leaves. These leaves don't stink. It's the plastic on those other ones that stinks so bad, y'all. It's awful. Oops. One to the floor. All right. Y'all tell me what you think we got. And I need to do something. could set them on a table kind of like that. I like them kind of catty cornered. And hold on, I'm going to give a little, let's pull the big ones off, and then we'll get rid of my glue strings. I can melt them up. So what do y'all think? I need another leaf over here, I think. That side's so pitiful looking. Let's get one of these red ones. All right, there we go. I like that side best. So what, y'all love them? I love them. I think they are so pretty. And like I say, we have our, there it is. We have our mountain scene. If y'all missed that, y'all have to go back and watch that live. I was doing 2 sides at a time, and I put that on, and it was like, I was like, oh no, it's running. And then I was like, oh cool, it ran. That was crazy. Okay, so we are going to paint a little bit now. So let me take that, and I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way. But I wanted to finish those up because, y'all, I got glue all on my scissors. Because they were just hanging out here. And if I don't finish the project, like, pretty soon, then I don't get it finished. We just move on and move on and move on. So I'm going to move these over here, y'all. Alrighty. Alright, so y'all gotta talk to me. Y'all being quiet today. I didn't make y'all mad, did I? Yours is a Frigidaire, probably misspelled. Okay, so have you had good luck with it? Like I say, you know, you go on one site and it'll say, don't buy LG. And the next site you go on, it's like, LG's the best. And then you go on another site and it says, don't buy Frigidaire. And then another one tells you Frigidaire's the best. So, I don't know. I think you just have to kind of just pick out what you like. And we were looking, and we're going to have to do something with our cabinet, because my cabinets, when we built the house, the cabinets were custom made too. And we knew the size of the refrigerator we had. Now the refrigerators are just a tad little taller. So, and if we downgrade on the height, then we're downgrading on the size. So, we just got problems, y'all. Alright, so my question is, do we want to paint the pumpkin that has the dots and the stripes, or do we want to turn it over and just paint a pumpkin? What do y'all think? And I'm going to turn this off, y'all, because I'm not getting back on there, I don't think. A Frigidaire. Maybe I'm getting comments. I just can't see them. The white one's your favorite. Alicia, I love the white one too. I am getting comments. I don't even see that up here. I'm sorry. I haven't been talking to y'all. Measure where the new one goes. I know, Debbie, we already did. And that's our problem, because the hole where ours should go is 69.5 feet tall. Well, the new refrigerators are they're almost like 70.25. So you miss Sears, Janelle? I do too. Sears was awesome. Okay, I got one turn it over. I got one dots and stripes, dots and stripes, dots and stripes. We got 3 dots and stripes and one turn it over. No. Okay, so if we do dots and stripes, what colors do you think? I thought about doing the big pumpkin orange. But I want to do something that's kind of wild if I do this one. So we can do orange, and we can do like lime green dots, or we can do pink dots, and then do blue with lime green, or we can do blue and lime green. What do y'all think? That's more Halloweeny though. Should we just do it like browns and beiges, and because I can do orange with a beige dot, and then do white with orange stripes or something. What do y'all think? Y'all tell me. Pink pumpkins. I know, I think the hot pink would be cute on it. And some people just hate the pink pumpkins. I don't hate them. They're not my, oh, I love that. Let's see. This is some of that old Hobby Lobby paint, y'all. The Anita's brand. Let's see. Fall colors. I got fall colors. And then I got the pink. If I do the dots, I'll do the pumpkin orange and do the pink dots probably. I don't know. I don't think that's bright enough. I like the outside of the thing better than the inside. We got fall colors. We got another pink. And I love bright magenta. Isn't that pretty? I might do bright magenta. Diva pink. That's Diva pink's pink. It's almost fluorescent pink. What do y'all think? So if we do this one, and we can turn it over and paint the other side of it another day and have 2. If we paint this orange, the dots pink, what color for the bottom pumpkin with the stripes? I need 2 colors. See, that's the Diva. So y'all tell me, we're going to do Diva or bright magenta. So we have A or B. And you can't hardly see that. This one's just a little bit darker. A or B. Diva pink is A. Bright magenta is B. Okay, we got another fall colors. If we did it the fall colors, we would be able to use it longer, I think. We could do orange, browns, and what about this? Or we could do orange. We can do these. Or we can do green or purple stripes. Or we can do these. So we got those are about the same color. With that one, it's brighter. So we got beige, the turquoise, brown, and orange, or we can do orange, pink, turquoise, and lime green. We'll use that one. Which one? Okay, we got some A's and B's on that. So, bright colors or fall colors? Those are the bright colors. I'll pull them back so you can see them. Those are the bright colors. I feel like everything's so dark. Or the fall colors. We got two brights. And I probably will add that in. Maybe. Because I'd like to do my stems this. So what about those two colors for the bottom pumpkin? These two for the top one. I got 3 brights and 1 fall. 3 brights and 1 fall. And do the stems in the lime maybe. I think that's what we got. Okay, we got another bright. Debbie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, girl. All right. But let's make sure. Let me grab an orange. You know, no, that won't be bright enough. I was going to say, you know, I could use that. All right, we got another bright. All righty. And I'm going to go, so what do we think? Pink, orange, then pink, and then I'll probably do the turquoise, then the purple stripe, and then green on here. What do y'all think? I know, Debbie. Well, we'll paint the other side. Probably not today, but we will paint it. All right, so let me get rid of some of these colors over here. And I think I had the... Can y'all see me and hear me okay? Because I got the my iPad going. And this is just the base coat. It's not anything that's going to be on here for the long haul. Well, like I say, I don't have a ton planned for this week, but I'll be live. I'll just be live on my page. I like that because I don't have to worry about time. And you'll still be able to see the lines through polka dots. You sprinkle. Thank you, Miss Brenda. Thank you so much for sprinkling. Y'all, sprinkling something you can do. It don't cost 1 penny, but we appreciate that more than what you ever know. It just helps for people to know we're on, because the book doesn't show that a whole lot sometimes, so we do appreciate it. But no, our friend, he was like, the one that's golf cart went kapooey on us. Hey, Alita, how are you doing, girl? I'm glad you're here. He was like, I'm sorry, guys. I am so sorry. I didn't have any idea. He said, I should have just carried some of us over and made another trip if we was going to use the golf cart. And I said, don't apologize, man. I said, that's the fun of it. I said, we had a blast. I said, we'll remember this for years to come. We'll be like, remember that time? But you know what? Some people would have got mad about something like that. Not me. I think it's funny. As long as I'm not hung out in a marsh where there might be some alligators. But see, I didn't think about those bears then. I guess maybe I might not want to do that again. I think as many of us as there were, because there were 6 of us, I believe we could have intimidated a bear. Do y'all? Because most of the time, we have black bears. We don't have grizzly bears. I hope not anyway. We're not supposed to have black bears. They say they can be anywhere, but I lived my whole life and I never saw bears up until last year. They started talking about them. And I'm like, where in the world are bears coming from? We need to send those little babies back to the mountains. Now, we've been like up in North Carolina and Tennessee and seen bears, but I'd never seen one in South Carolina. But they say that is not uncommon. I'm going to lay that right there. Let's get another one. Alrighty, let's... Y'all like how I'm painting today? Well, I'm not going to use much of this, so... And if you get some over on the little pumpkin, it's okay. It'll cover. They're running out of places to live, and I'm sure that's what it is, but I wish they'd find some place. Oh, Sparky, that's awful, isn't it? I do feel bad for them, because I do agree with you. They're getting run into a lot of the places that are occupied with a lot of people now, though, because they were even showing some. The biggest town that's closest to me is called Greenville, South Carolina. I know probably some of y'all have probably heard of Greenville before, and they are even seeing a lot of them, and a lot of them are in town. But the lake that I was at just a couple of weeks ago, they had a video, and if I hadn't known the person that took the video, I would have said, yeah, that isn't true. That's somebody just... Because, you know, now when you watch these videos, you got to decide whether you're watching AI or if you're watching a real video, right? And I would have swore it was AI, but I know the person that that actually took the video, so I believe that it was a real bear. And so, it wasn't a whole long ways from where we were the other night, so. Around there you can't hunt bears, and so they just multiplying. Oh man. Well, you know, we're kind of getting that way with deer. We do hunt deer, but even they really need to extend hunting season to take the population down just a little bit, because there have been so many people that I've known this year that have hit deer. And you know what? I know that some people are probably going to get angry with me and say, oh no, that's so cruel. But it's not. Y'all think about it like this. The majority of people, I won't say all because some don't, and I think that's awful, but the majority of people that hunt are going to eat what they hunt, or they're going to at least donate it, because I know we've got a lot of the people that, what do they call them, the processing places, they will discount if you're donating it to like a food bank or something like that. And so if they're doing that, that's just feeding some people that don't have food. And I'm all 100% for that. So, you know, I mean, if we can feed some people that need help and don't have food, then why wouldn't we do that? Deer overpopulated there too. They need to allow, yeah. A higher amount, I agree, a higher amount of them hunted or extend the season. So, because you know, when it gets late in the season and you got these guys that still have tags left, they're going to use their tags. No, I didn't even rub my makeup in. I'm sitting here all like I got ghost eyes. No, now I'll tell y'all, some of that is sunglasses. But I did have some dark circles, and I'm like, I'm going to put this stuff on. I forgot to wipe it up. I did that the other day. I'm probably getting paid back because I put that concealer under my eyes. And I walked around, y'all, for over an hour with that stuff on my face. It was Friday morning. And I walked around with that stuff, waiting on Wesley to say, what is wrong with your eyes? And he never did. Not for the longest time. And so finally, we're getting ready to leave to with the camper. And he looks and he says, have you done something different with your makeup? You know, he's so polite, so nice. And I said, what do you mean? And he's like, I don't know, there's just something different about your makeup. He's wanting to say, it looks horrible, woman. Well, go rub that stuff in. And I said, I got some new. I said, do you not like it? And he said, oh no, I like it. And I said, oh, okay, great. And he's like, but did you not rub something in or something right? And I'm like, well, I think you just don't like it. He's like, oh no, I like it. He says, it's just different, it's different. And I'm like, okay. And so then I got tickled, and Blake came in because I'd already told Blake, I said, I'm going to walk around like this and see how long it takes Daddy to notice. And he's like, Mom, I said, well, I want to see how long it takes you to notice. Well, it took him forever. But he was being so nice. Bless him. Oh, my goodness gracious. Y'all probably say, that poor man. Y'all, where am I getting? I'm over here throwing paint around again. I'm gonna be covered. I need to put my apron on. He's scared to get into trouble, Debbie. He wouldn't get in trouble, but I was like, you don't like it. Oh, no, I like it. I like it. It's just different. I'll get used to it. It's just something, you're doing something different. And I'm like, oh, okay. I said, well, I just so you like it. No, I like it. Okay. But then he keeps looking up at me. And I'm like, what? Oh, my goodness. Scared to get in trouble. He'll be like, I am not scared of that crazy woman. So what's everybody's plan for the week? Y'all got big plans? I think we finally used her all up, y'all. Oh my goodness. And people's... Y'all, do y'all get text messages when the phone never rang? I think that's some kind of big old scam. Well, I know it's a scam because it's those crazy people telling me that my wait a minute, I think it's my $63,000 loan has been approved. All I need to do is call and give them one more piece of information. I'm like, no, I never applied for any kind of loan, so why did you approve something I never applied for? Crazy people. Somebody will try to scam you in a heartbeat anymore, won't they? That, and we were talking about that this weekend, and all the ones for the toll about, and you know what, the people in the towns where they're saying these tolls are, I mean, how many times have people been like, oh, well, I might have had a toll, let me just go ahead and pay it. I mean, my good grief. It's awful. People just out to scam somebody. They just need to go get a job. Alrighty. We about got the orange on it now. Might need just a little bit more in a few places, but we're going to dry her up and see where we're at. All right. Oh my, what was that? Your 100, your 50, update address. Oh my goodness. Dixie, you better update that, girl. They are. Debbie, I bet you wore out, girl. 3 grandkids. You don't have a car anymore and haven't driven anywhere over 20 years. Oh, but you're getting the toll message, aren't you there, Sparky? Well, mine always say they're in New Jersey, and I've only ever been to New Jersey one time, and I was on a tour bus, so I don't believe I got any toll fines on the tour bus. If I did, we are in trouble. Well, I know I saw where I don't know if they have lottery in the towns where y'all live, but someone in North Carolina, it's over $1 billion. I think when they drew, it was like 1.1 or 1.2 billion or something like that. I bought a ticket, y'all. I know that may be a sin, but I would donate I would donate a whole lot of it to a whole lot of good. But, I didn't win. I just helped. I made it a little bit higher for the person that does. But I did see this. I didn't have a ticket last night. I had one the time before when they drew. It was like $1 million when I had a ticket. They said that someone in North Carolina yesterday, last night, won $2 million. What would you do with $2 million? Like I say, I would donate a whole lot to people a whole lot less fortunate. But that being said, I would pay off everything that I owed. And of course I would invest some just to keep my money growing. Because y'all know it don't take long to spend $1 million. I wish I knew what it felt like to be able to spend $1 million. Woo! You know what? Sometimes I think that sometimes you think, oh, it would be so nice if I had that kind of money. And then other times you're like, you know what? Sometimes I think people that have a ton of money can be the loneliest people in the whole world. So sometimes it's like, you know what? I'm glad I don't have all that money, because how things would change and how differently people might treat you because you had money. And I don't want to be treated differently by people just because they want my money or want me to do something for them. And I'm definitely, anytime, I don't know about your town, but anytime somebody wins lotto money of any size here in South Carolina and they put them on TV, I always tell Wesley, we got too many teeth to win, because most of the time they don't have a whole lot of teeth. And they're like, I'm going to buy me a restaurant. And I'm like, why? You got all this money. Why you want to work that hard in a restaurant, people? Good grief. That's the last thing on my mind, is wanting to have to go and work that hard running a restaurant, because that's a lot of hard work, y'all. Whew. No, and no for me on the restaurant business. Would y'all want to buy a restaurant with your lotto winnings, your $1 million? Not me. I can think of a whole lot of things I'd rather do. Hubby says it would pay on your credit cards. Debbie, no. He threw you out onto the bus. Bless it. Well, tell him at least they'd be paid and he wouldn't have to worry about them. Oh, man. Tell him, say, you don't want me to go and file for that divorce before I go and claim my winnings. I watched a show one time. It was some movie. I can't even remember what movie that was. But the man and woman had been fighting, and the man was running around on the poor lady. And she was just so desperate to get it. She knew he was cheating, but she knew she could not keep herself up. And he had a lot of money. And I'm sure she did not want to give up his money. So she just stayed in the loveless relationship knowing that he was cheating. So she played the lottery. And, you know, you got so many days to be able to claim it. And so what that lady did is she played the lottery, realized she had won, but did not claim the winnings immediately. She filed for a divorce immediately on grounds of adultery because she already had the PI out, and that's how she knew he was cheating. So she filed for a divorce, got her divorce, put in for her lotto winnings, and she had more money than him then. Now, that, how awesome would that be? Not that I wouldn't, see, I would hurt Wesley. Oh, gosh. Didn't I tell y'all I got way too much training in there to just let that go? But I thought, you know what, that served his tail right, because had she claimed all of that during the time that they were married, he would have been entitled to a portion of it. But, and they could have, I don't know whether they didn't think about it, they could have gone on the grounds of she bought the ticket during the marriage or something like that. They didn't, so. But I'm like, that would have just been serving him right. Cheater, cheater, cheater. Let's invest wisely and live off the interest. Dixie, don't you know it, girl? Don't you know it? Live off of that interest. It all sounds good, but I told Wesley, he's like, he asked me, he said, you gonna buy another ticket? I said, no, I'm not. I said, I didn't do anything but make a contribution the other day, and I probably wouldn't do it, which was like $4, $3 or $4. I don't remember which it was. But, I said I'd just be making another contribution, so I think I'm going to just keep my little $4. And he's like, yeah, he said, you're probably right. So, all right, nobody won, go get another ticket. I know, like I say, somebody won the $2 million in North Carolina. There was a $2 million winner, but nobody won the big prize. I'm going to go with this one, y'all. And if this is too bright or don't show up, I might mix it, but I'm going to try and use this one. Alrighty. Let's dry it up right quick, and we're going to paint some polka dots. Oh yeah, that's much better. The orange just takes a few extra coats, but once you get it coated up, you're good. So I'm probably going to paint the Laguna and come in with the purple over top of it. Oh no. Little fish water spot. The rest of the week, like I say, I'm live tomorrow at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. It's 5 Central, so it's 6 Eastern. So I'll be live at 6 Eastern tomorrow. and then 7 p.m. on Saturday. So that's tomorrow's Crafter's Choice, so I don't know what we'll do. But the event on Saturday is going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be apples and flannel.